Oh man, I gotta pee. Y'all didn't hear that.
What's up? What's up? What's
Good evening.
up? What's going on, everybody?
Hello.
What's up? What's up?
Cool.
Family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, my name is Mark _ Faithful 87. Welcome to Always Faithful 24/7 with my family. My boy on my top left, but on your right, Jizzle, my brother from California, our first lady, Nina's Jess, our beloved brother, P. Warrior. God bless you, bro. We always appreciate you.
Sir.
My
Yes,
uncle
sir.
from well, I'm about to say California.
Don't say Compton.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say Compton. What's up, Uncle Keith? What's up, man?
I'm good. I'm late out of Compton.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
How's everybody doing?
Yo, y'all see me grinning. I'm ready to go.
All right.
I'm ready to go on this one.
Man.
Man.
Yo, let me tell you. What's up, Uncle Keith? What's up?
I was laughing, man. Go ahead.
All right, so listen. Let's get right straight to it. The hot topic in regards to what took place yesterday. I would say this. I gotta be honest. When I seen the text, I mean not on the tweet, excuse me. When I seen the tweet regarding Grant Cohn mentioning what Javon Kinlaw had at that time allegedly said, I thought he was joking. Because when I seen it, I was like finishing work because y'all know I work from home. So when I seen it, I was like, what is Grant Cohn talking about? So I thought he was joking because sometimes he likes to joke around. You understand what I'm saying? So when I seen it, I was like, what is he talking about? So this morning, my crew, y'all had mentioned in our group chat, there was a situation between Grant Cohn and Javon Kinlaw. So I was like, oh shoot, it is true. So I was like, yo, what happened? So eventually I seen the footage what took place with Grant Cohn and Javon Kinlaw. And I was in awe. It was an unfortunate situation. However, my stance is, and I'm just gonna be straight up for it, that peacefully and respectfully, I don't agree with Javon Kinlaw as far as how he conducted himself. You follow? To a lot of fans, and as far as like kids, they look at him as a role model, whether athletes want to be called role model. However, how it was addressed, I would advise him not to even entertain it, because y'all know how I roll. I don't beef, and I don't entertain like ignorance and arrogance. You follow what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that um I'm not saying he should be ashamed. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that I don't agree with his choice. You follow what I'm saying? And sometimes our emotions can get the best of us, which is understood. All I'm saying, and where I'm coming from, peacefully and respectfully, because Javon Kinlaw is my guy. I vouch for him as an athlete and as a human being, and I'm pretty sure that was his intention of protecting his image as a human being. If you really pay attention to what he's saying, it's just that how he went about it, I think and believe it was incorrect. I would have handled it different. You follow what I'm saying? Like if I was his agent or just family member or a friend, if I would have seen it, I would have called him and let him know, like, listen, I understand your emotions. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, just like we don't know as the faithful fans, we don't know what took place. However, whatever took place, he let it known to Grant Cohn and also to the followers of Grant Cohn's show and also the social media that he mentioned that if it was going to be somebody, it was going to be me. If you pay attention to what he was saying, like he was tired of him the human he not right, exactly. So it was understood, but I would have handled it different, and I just wanted to touch on that in a peaceful and respectful way. So what you guys think?
Can I go first?
No doubt. Whoever.
I want to start off saying first, if you're going to talk to me, make sure I can understand what the hell you're saying. How you going to ask for respect and you got food flying out your mouth? Step one. If you're going to go present yourself as somebody that needs to be respected and to keep your name out of my mouth, keep your chicken out of my screen. It was disgusting watching this man eat, talk at that level. I'm going to tell you something else that bothered me about it. You basically threatened the man.
Yeah, that's right.
You gave a description of embracing this man and making threats to his person. You intimated that through the entirety, to the majority of your commentary. That's on his side of the aisle. On the other side, there are limits to what people who don't do what I do can say about me doing it. Period. If you haven't been in the trenches with me, don't complain about my muddy boots. If you've never been dirty, don't tell me how to stay clean. There are limits. And what has happened now in the world of opinion, that you can have bravery behind a tweet, a microphone, a studio, and you ain't got to face these people, it leads to situations like this. Just remember, you're talking about grown men who've been taught all their lives to be dominant. And when you take your dominance to a place without repercussion or second guessing and say what you want to about their person, this is what you get. I'm done.
Should he have handled it that way? No, but that's just all part of the PR process. But Grant, for a long time, has been attacking Shanahan, the players, John Lynch, and people get to a breaking point. And Javon Kinlaw got to his breaking point. Yeah. I don't like Grant Cohn. I wouldn't even call him a journalist. I've said plenty of times that his pass should be revoked. Somebody like that should not be around the team. And that's all I have to say about it. It's typical Grant. And, anybody that pretty much comes to his defense and the way he attacks players on a regular basis, like you look at Matt Mayoko, Matt Barrows, Cam Inman, David Lombardi, Jennifer Chan, Tracy Sandler, do they act like that? Do they write like that? Do they attack the players like that? No, they don't.
Well said, Queen.
I just feel like he missed a golden opportunity to give it from a player's perspective, the negative things about Khan's journalism or reporting rather. But he instead, the moment gets lost because of the threats. You're threatening him. My family knows what you look like. you know, and it's like, man, and you standing over him trying to be intimidated and talking about balls are bigger and it's just like, I mean, you're a defensive lineman, man, and he's a little dude, like, you know what I mean? This is kind of stuff that if you don't keep that in check, if somebody can get in your head that easy, this is the kind of stuff that can lead to you being out the league, you know what I mean? And that I thought we would see a little bit of mental fortitude from him, but I mean, to me, it showed a lot of immaturity right there, and it's just like, you know, and we're getting so close to the season, you don't need those distractions, you know.
What if somebody says something about his balls on the other side of the line from the opposite team? Is that gonna make him jump?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean,
somebody's gonna try to get in your head now.
If somebody challenges, I'm big enough, why don't you pick on me?
Right.
Good point.
Hey, when the ball is snapped, and if that, you know, adds fuel to the fire for him, I'm all for it.
Well, that's
in the
true.
right way.
He's gonna have to play this year, though.
True.
Now
I did read that they since squashed this. Him and Kinlaw met in John Lynch's office. So hopefully that's the end of that crap. But you know, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Hold up. You said, lady, I want to be clear. You said John Lynch and Javon Kinlaw squashed it?
Yeah, they sat him down. John Lynch sat him down.
Oh, and Grant.
Yeah, John Lynch had Grant and Javon Kinlaw in his office.
And I saw a cast after that.
It's squashed now, so we'll see what happens. But
I saw Kinlaw on another podcast, on another cast after that, saying there's some things he needs to change about how he reports on the players. You know, he could be less enthusiastic about being personal about things and do a better job. I'm gonna be honest with you, meeting or no meeting, he was scared shitless.
Yeah,
he was. He got scared on that one. But that dude right there, that dude would have made me change my bus route. He looked like he was about to bring some fire. I'm telling you, I ain't scared, but I ain't stupid either.
But First Lady, I gotta come right back to you, First Lady. Thank you. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know.
I just read it before.
Okay. See, and you know what, Uncle Keith, that goes back to what you were saying a couple of shows ago. John Lynch. A lot of people don't give John Lynch his roses and his credit based on him being a general manager. People gotta remember this guy was a player,
a baller.
You understand? And he's a Hall of Famer. So for him, oh man, thank you, First Lady. I didn't even know that. For him to bring Javon and Grant Cohn in the office and to man up and piece that up, and that's what I'm all about, you know. And that's what I was trying to say earlier, that I don't agree how he handled it. However, I understand because we all different. We all handle things different. You follow what I'm saying? Sometimes it can be that we're ignorant, or sometimes we just gotta let loose. You follow what I'm saying? And being that Javon Kinlaw, you know, this guy been through a lot. You follow what I'm saying? And I'm not making excuses for the young brother. However, this man went through a lot, and he probably seen a lot and he heard a lot in regards of him, quote unquote, being a bust. You know, and like people saying they should trade him or, you know, get rid of him and stuff like that. So listen, I of course we don't know what took place, but again, First Lady, thank you for letting us know. I didn't know that. What you think, P Warrior?
Well, I got a chance to watch it this morning. Being good at Senate.
Okay. Shout out to Being Good. Faithful boys.
Yeah. Sir. So I watched it at work. And you know, I think he didn't handle it right. You can see his frustration. You can see that he wants to prove everybody wrong. So it's fuel for him. But then you got to realize this is what made Grant Cohn what he did. He's going to do everything opposite of what the other media people are going to do. So he's going to be the antagonist. He's going to push the buttons. He's going to be the contrarian of the other media. That's how he gets his. That's how he gets his audience.
Yeah.
So he's gonna come from a negative standpoint versus the positive. Now, Ken Law, basically was telling him, "I'm gonna whip your ass if you don't stop." That's basically what he's telling him, right?
Right.
Nah, he shouldn't have told him that,
He
but
told him.
that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
So for John Lynch to step in, that's smart of him because you got an investment in this player. You need him healthy to produce. Because I don't think he's gonna be a bust. He just haven't been on the field.
Right.
Now he looks like
right.
He hungry. He motivated. So if I was an offensive lineman, I'd be scared to death because I think he's gonna wreck shop with them.
Exactly.
That just be.
Exactly.
So I think, like I said, the person and all of that, I wasn't feeling that when I was watching. But I understood where he was coming from. Because he basically saying, man, I'm trying to fight, feed my family. I'm trying to become this player that I know I am. I didn't been through all of this stuff. And if you can't come at me positive, then don't come at me at all. But now you're going to see more people gravitate to Grant because if you can get a professional player to do that to you in the national media like that, people who have never followed you, when it goes viral and national, going to gravitate to you. So basically, Grant Cohn won either way.
I disagree on one thing, P-Roy.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Gray did that to Pete Rose at the All-Star game and basically professionally embarrassed the man on the football field. It took 4 years for the players in NLB to mess with Jim Gray again. What Ken Law was saying today was his team was going to back him on him checking him at the neck up. And if you saw the podcast and the interviews he did after this and after he came out of the meeting, he's a lot more humble. He's getting a lot of humble sauce. That man, I'm going to tell you something. I've seen fear in different places, in different circumstances, was afraid after that interaction.
Mm-hmm.
He might have wanted to play the tough guy, but he had a lot of screen and distance between him and the source. But he's got to go back in that locker room. And it's going to be a lot more humble because he's been punked once, and he's like on the yard in prison. And I ain't never been there except to visit. Once you've been punked, everybody's punked.
And even some of the players spoke out about it too, like George Kittle, Eric Armstead, Debo, Brandon Ayuk, even I think Tyreek Hill. He mentioned something about it. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, yesterday I think in the press conference with George Kittle, Grant asked him like, "Oh, are you doing anything different with your lower body injuries from non-contact?" And George has gone back and forth with Grant, but in a fun manner. And he just said he was like, non-contact, it's contact. Like he just throws stuff out there just to see how many buttons, he can push. And, and I'm sorry, but that shouldn't be.
You know what? First, Uncle Keith. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The only button he's worried about pushing now is the exit. He goes in the locker room again. He's going to be looking for a fire exit. I'm telling you.
In my opinion, I think he has 1 foot out the door after this. So
I seriously think they're going to pull his media credentials too.
I hope so.
Going to find a way to do it nicely.
Because
he lost all his credibility.
I doubt it, man. I doubt it. If being that what our first lady said in regards to John Lynch bringing them two together, and hopefully they pieced it out like sincerely. I don't know, but I don't think that Grant Cohn is going anywhere.
What if he does it to somebody else and they approach him the same way?
Yeah, but you know what? Our first lady, I'm glad you said what you said because I came across those comments from Eric Armstead, George Kittle, and Raheem Mostert.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yo, I gotta share with y'all because I had it all planned out. Of course, I didn't know the breaking news what our first lady had mentioned, but I was just like, yo. But let me share this. Let me share this with you. Oh, my boy Prez. Let me get my guy in here real quick.
Young man.
Yo.
What's happening? Young man. What's up, young man?
Chilling. Okay, now I got everything. Man, just got to the crib.
Yes, sir.
What's
Yes,
up?
sir. Welcome,
Yeah,
welcome, man. We
Good to
missed
see you.
Good to be back. It's been some weeks.
Yeah. we
Y'all
outside.
act like it's cold everywhere. Y'all cold?
We definitely outside.
We outside, man.
Oh, all right.
I miss my young brother, man.
What
So,
you say, Unc?
huh?
What'd you say, Unc?
I said, looks like you cold where you at.
Oh, dog, it's like low 50s. It's been raining the last 3 days.
Yo, Fresh, that's cold to him. He in Florida. That's cold to him, bro.
Right?
That's cold to him, and that's cold to Jizzle, man.
It's a
Yeah.
blizzard. It's a
That'll
blizzard
work.
here to y'all.
That's close to me.
Yeah, that's
It was 73 degrees this morning. I had to wipe the car off.
Cool.
I didn't know what I was gonna do.
Back. I was listening on the way. I was listening on the way back to the crib.
That's what's up, man. God bless. God bless. Yo, did you hear our first lady provide us the breaking news? You probably heard that too in regards.
Yeah. I watched the video. It was on YouTube. It was one of the videos. But yeah, she's right. She's right. They all cleared it up.
Word. Yo, oh man, you say it's on YouTube?
Yeah, that's where I saw. I saw a clip.
Yeah, Grant put it on his thing. It was on. It came on my Twitter timeline. Grant on his one of his little snippets of his YouTube show, and he came right out. The first thing he said was, "We squashed it out." He said, "I sat back and listened this time," and he was in a calmer state of mind. And John Lynch just was like the mediator, and they squashed it out.
Thanks.
Yo, in that case,
hey, yeah, Uck's right. He's scared. He definitely scared.
I'm trying to tell you, you could have told that man to eat applesauce. He came on the next show with a spoon and a bowl. I'm telling you, he's done.
I bet you he doesn't even ask one question at the next press conference.
He's worried about some non-contact injuries.
Hey, no more Javon Kinlaw comments or questions. He all
Just ask them what their favorite color is, Grant. That's it.
Yeah, but I'm with First Lady. I can't stand Grant Cohn. I can't stand Grant Cohn.
Hey man.
But he also is good at what he does, because we all sitting on here talking about how we don't like him. At the end of the day, he get paid off.
I was trying to tell y'all.
Wait,
he's a contrarian of the group, bro.
Yeah,
He don't finish.
Has anybody ever come at him before like this?
No.
That's what I'm trying to say.
What was
this right here was real fear.
Eric Armstead did to somebody else a couple seasons ago. He did, but not to Grant.
Have you heard? Have you heard from him since?
First lady, who?
I think it was Ryan Sakamoto. I think.
Yeah, she's right. Yeah, he did. He did.
What's Sakamoto doing now?
I actually don't know. Last time I thought he was covering the Steelers.
You see where I'm going, nephew?
Yo, you
got
see how
Sakamoto.
Yo, you see how Uncle Keith? You see how Uncle Keith?
That's good. That's good, bro.
Pull up them bowling pins, so First Lady can knock down the bowling pins.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yo,
you got it, First Lady.
Yo, man, I didn't even know that, but that is a good question. Like, where is he now? What is he doing right now? Wow.
And he didn't even say anything, like wrong, like something about like his sacks or whatever, like his numbers, and and he just kind of jumped at him. Well, nothing compared to yesterday.
There are points in the career of a professional when you've gone too far and somebody has taken your mojo. That man's mojo got taken, mailed, sent to a different zip code, and is on its way over to China right now. But he lost his heart in that interview. He couldn't even stutter his way out. It's going to be hard to have some credibility as a legit journalist when you got punked at the level to where it's gone viral.
He should just go to Vegas, go with the Raiders.
I think that helps him. All this extra publicity is only going to help him.
Yeah, all publicity is good publicity.
All publicity is good publicity.
And that works. And they works.
It's on TMZ. It's on TMZ. No matter what, it's like bringing more people to his feed, to his streams.
I mean, if they don't start the conversation about him, But when he starts to fade because he doesn't have access or nobody wants to F with him, it's going to diminish what he has to bring to the table for content. I'm telling you, they're going to collude against him.
If that happens, I doubt it will happen, though. His dad is in the game, and his dad has got all these resources and people that know him. Like, it's going to take a lot for him to get his. It's going to take more than this.
You know what? And his dad was kind of the same way.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say that's what Grant Cohn learned from. He learned from his father.
Yeah.
Because and you know what? First Lady, you mentioned in a group chat in regard Grant Cohn about him. I had watched him, and he wasn't at that time when I watched him that sarcastic. He was like more of a jokester. Like, he made me laugh. So I like, yo, this kid, he funny. But just like what you were saying earlier in our show, when he started attacking Kyle Shanahan, I was like, yo, whoa. You follow what I'm saying?
He attacks everybody, and then he backpedals and plays the victim.
Right.
There's another guy too that's on Twitter. He's whatever it takes or whatever Twitter handle, and he's kind of like, the up and coming Grant. Like, he's kind of the same way.
Right.
Where I think Jizzle and P is right is that in the social media era, we don't live in the same. It's not the what's the word? It's not credibility any longer. Like, all negativity. Like, if you look at Twitter, you know what I'm saying? If somebody did not have a sports team, right, and you were to go look at any fan base and you look at their team's Twitter page, it's all going to be negative. Like, that's ultimately what sells nowadays. So he's got his niche, and he does gain popularity just for the fact that people love to hate, first of all, the 49ers. And if you got somebody that's openly always criticizing them, it's just going to amass what it's going to amass. He does what he does because he knows how to win. But now, as far as him going in here and having these press conferences and him being the same person on the job, like Uncle Keith was saying, I think that's where it changes. I think he can be whatever he wants on Twitter and everything. But as far as in front of these players, there is going to be a change, because now he's looking at like, do we need to go get him? You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. So it works both ways, but I can't stand it. But he's figured out in this day and age how to maximize what he's doing, and he's good at it. He's great at it. He's past good at it. He's great at it, because I can't stand the motherfucker, man.
But so much content. I'm sorry, Jizzle. I'm sorry.
No, I haven't said nothing.
With so much content that goes for the baseline, the bottom of the barrel, the country, the society as a whole has come to its limit. It started, if you can talk politics, if you'd like to. I don't want to discuss that here. It ain't no place for it. No. But we've had an overload in the last 2 years at home to ourselves with time to think. And quite frankly, a lot of people are tired of the bullshit. And this cat went too far. He attacked somebody that says, what else I got to lose? I've been hurt. I've been homeless. I've been kicked around. I'm almost sympathetic. Now I'm going to come for your throat, and you're going to know that how I feel. I'm food spitting mad. Now, where I'm from, that's mad. It's hard to get some food sometimes. When you start to talk and spit it out your mouth because you're so mad, at a barbecue, somebody about to get slapped.
Yeah.
Tell the truth. The old drunk uncle get up and start spitting crab. Somebody get hit.
Yeah.
And that's took it to the streets, man. He'll get more credibility for taking to the street and having the kind of thug mentality we talked about the 49ers needing weeks ago to protect his teammates and himself and his own image. We want respect. Everybody says we're soft. You called the man out, and he called you back.
Right. Our First Lady, what you think of Adam Castrillo? What you think of his comment?
It's true. He'll still report crap.
Yeah, from a distance.
Yeah. I really think that meeting with John Lynch
walk up in the locker room.
Yeah, First Lady.
I said I think the meeting with John Lynch, that's his warning.
Yeah.
See,
I'm saying it's so odd that John Lynch was the one that had that interview. As much as he's down Lynch, it's just like, it's so weird that he was the mediator. in my opinion, in all of this, because it's like there's no one that talks worse about the 49ers than Grant Cohn.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah,
know
but
what?
this is getting to the point of physicality and threat, and he has to protect his team from the league, because anybody from the league looking at this will see some implied terroristic threats, and that becomes bigger than just the conversation between the two.
Facts.
But you know what? Back to our first lady. I don't think this is a warning. I think it was a peacemaking situation. My humble opinion, even though I got no proof, I don't think it was a warning. Reason why I don't think it's a warning, because of course I don't know Grant Cohn. Along with that, will he change? We don't know. But I just think this was a peacemaking situation, which I applaud. I applaud John Lynch. I applaud Javon Kinlaw and Grant Cohn for accepting to meet each other. You follow what I'm saying?
Now, yeah, and you're right. Like they met to squash it, but at the same time, it's like, don't let this happen again, type deal. You know what I mean?
What was in it for John Lynch?
Hold that thought, Keith. Our first lady, I feel you. What you just said, don't let this happen again. That's more so for Javon Kinlaw.
Disagree.
You know what I'm saying? Not Grant Cohn. Because Grant Cohn is going to do what, this is just my humble opinion.
No,
Grant Cohn is going to do whatever he wants to do. This is more like, don't you do this again. And
yeah, but he was, you know, like, okay, he was already called into the principal's office, let's say, because that's what it seems like. He's already called into the principal's office. So, yeah, okay, he'll probably have a private meeting with Javon Kinlaw, you know, whatever the case may be. But Grant, it's like, shit or get off the pot. Either change or you're gone.
Who's backing Grant right now?
Exactly.
Nobody. Now Kinlaw's got his teammates behind his back.
Exactly. And I'm going to show that in a few minutes.
He can't act in the way. Somebody said it earlier. Kinlaw can't act that way. He can't act that way.
Thank you.
Because then all of a sudden, because if I'm John Lynch, I'm hella pissed. Like, bro, what are you doing? Especially from a dude that's been hurt 2 years. It's like, you got to be kidding me, dog. Because it's like, there's too much, man. It's too much. It's like, at some point, you have a character. The team is a character and it has a persona, and ours is being tested over and over, whether it goes to what Jimmy's done, whether it goes back to the Debo thing. Like, we are slowly losing credibility from the top. You know what I'm saying? And John Lynch got to control that. And it's not for him to control. Kinlaw cannot do that. That should be his only outrage, because bruh, we're a professional team and you just made us look subpar.
Prez, you just said it, because during that situation when Javon and Grant was going at it, Grant was also saying right then and there, like, listen, the way you're representing yourself, I'm using my words, he didn't say these words, but the way you're representing yourself and the 49ers doesn't look good for you.
No.
Right, and that right there too, like Grant, like just keep pushing the knife in. Like you know what I mean? Like
he did for sure.
You know what? And it's just Grant. Like at the end of the day, like next week, this will all be, you know, forgotten, whatever. If it was with Matt Mayoko or Cam Inman, I think it would be a little bit different, because they're actually reputable and, you know, and actual beat writers and journalists. But as far as Grant, forget it.
Yeah.
Let me
real quick, one more piece.
Yeah, bro.
And if we're really honest, Javon Kinlaw exposed himself. He exposed himself in those moments, because the fact is what Grant was saying got to him, because it's true.
Got in his head.
Like he literally like got into, because at a point, bro, when Grant was just backing off, he just kept going, and that's when he started cussing more and more. And it's like, bro, you look belligerent right now. And if we know this, if we know human psyche, it was a defense mechanism, because Kinlaw has some of those, whether he believes in himself or not, he ain't been on the field to prove it. So he has some of those insecurities that are being exposed by this man, in my opinion.
I agree.
Well said.
I agree with you. Go ahead, Jizzle. My bad, bro.
And if you know you haven't been on the field and thus you haven't been productive, it seems like you wouldn't want to engage because all you're doing is bringing a bright light to the fact that you haven't been productive for the team. Like you know what I mean? Just go in there and handle your business. You know what I mean? You could still hate them from the sideline, but you engaging in them. Now you like, you know, putting a bright light on you. Like, damn, you really ain't did nothing this whole time we drafted you in the first round. So
Yeah.
He's also put him in a position where he has to perform.
And
You want to talk about self-motivated. I mean, now you got to prove this guy wrong. And like the first lady said, once he exposed himself, the guy just kept driving the knife in. He amped the kid up. This is a young kid, by the way.
facts.
Yeah.
Any bully, he did exactly what any verbal bully does. They entice you and then they bask into you giving in.
Yeah, but that bully had some insecurity too at the end of that conversation.
But you know what's up? You know, so crazy though, Prez and Uncle Keith. I guarantee that bully can back it up though. But anyway, that's another story. But let me ask you what you said, Prez. I feel what you're saying. I just want to add a little bit. If we not saying we wasn't paying attention, but if you pay attention to what Javon Kinlaw was saying, he also was vouching for other teammates of his.
Oh yeah,
because he was also saying somebody got to do it, and he said it's going to be me.
Yeah.
So
nobody messes with you,
right? So if Kinlaw is also hearing this from his other teammates, something has to been going on behind the scenes that we don't know. You follow what I'm saying? So I agree with what you're saying, but hey,
Kinlaw be our Draymond. You feel me?
Yeah. But let me
supported him immediately though.
Let me show this.
Oh, facts, hands down.
Can y'all see that?
I can see it.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is from the first quote. I'm going to read it. This is from Grant Cole. And I quote, he says, "So like I wasn't scared, I was just surprised that he crossed the line because honestly, if he touched me, if he pushed me, dude, I could have retired today. That's what went through my mind. I'm like, oh, damn, I'm about to retire. I'm about to be out of the game. I'm about to be a multi-millionaire thanks to Javon Kinlaw. But no, I got to keep working." This is from Grant Cohn. Now, this is a reply from this quote by George Kittle. George Kittle says, "It's crazy to me that someone who is allowed into our building has the mindset or goal to antagonize or irritate players with their end game of being this. I thought players and reporters were supposed to work together. I agree to that. Being in this building, let alone this league, is an opportunity. It's not a right. People get really comfortable typing behind a screen. I agree with that. Then he says, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. That's true. But continuing to go after a player habitually seems like someone whose goal isn't to report or write a story."
Facts. 1,000%.
This is
I
one
agree
of
with that 100%.
I agree with Kittle's response 100%. I call bullshit on Combs.
This is why. This
is another thing of Grant, of how
victimization
he is.
How big is Grant Cohn? Please, somebody tell me he weighs 150 pounds.
Trust me, he 100% would let Javon Kinlaw, from my perception, sock him out so he could sue him and do this. Dude is a troll. First lady was talking about it. Dude is a troll. I don't know if you really know who this dude is, but it's like
Parasite.
Oh, yeah. It makes no sense. Like, that was my thing. Is like, why is this dude even allowed into the locker room? That's what I was getting at with John Lynch. It's like, bro, like, y'all are almost endorsing this man by putting him in this office type of. It's like a weird. It's like it's really strange to me because dude is like, there's no reason for him to be anywhere near this team, yet he's in John Lynch's office with John Lynch the one like kick his ass.
Can you put that back up on the screen for a second, Mark?
What's that?
Can you put what you just had back up on the screen?
Oh, what I shared? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Give me a couple of seconds.
I'm going to tell you that what he wrote offended me.
He's a weirdo, dog.
It offended me to the base core of who I am.
He's like a cancer.
Yeah,
so this is what I want to review. If he touched me, if he pushed me, dude, I could have retired today. That's what went through my mind. I'm like, oh, damn, I'm about to retire. You can take it down now because right at that point, I'm done with it. Because let me explain something to you. You 5 foot nothing, 150 pounds. You got this guy that ain't eat red meat in a minute. And the thing you're thinking about is litigation. What about survival? This guy would have broke you. Nobody, just your fight or flight response says that's BS.
And
after the fact, if he had destroyed him, he could have had that thought, but not while he's standing in that man's face.
Yeah.
And legally, he wouldn't have been able to retire that day because it's a process.
Yeah. I mean, right. If you retire after that beating and you can't walk, who got a better story? The kid would have broke him.
Yo,
here's the question, Uncle Keith. Would you let Mike Tyson punch you for $1 million in the face?
Punch me. I'd kiss him afterwards.
So,
shit. Hey, Mike, you want to backslap me too?
Yeah, no. What I'm getting at,
I will fall gracefully, ugly, any way you want me to. Right. So that when the punch comes, I'm already half passed out. He didn't got to make contact.
I think that's what he's getting at. I was just using that.
No, see, first of all,
because
let me be completely honest with you.
He gonna break some bones in your face. You gonna go through all that, but he gonna be.
It's not worth it. I've seen some real fighters up close hitting bags, and ain't nowhere in the world of good common sense that I would stand there. It'd be like ask me would I direct traffic blindfolded? No, it's the same kind of conversation. It's craziness. No way a man who almost peed himself in an interview, camera to camera, would stand in a man's face and say, "I'm gonna get rich." No, you trying to get the hell out of there. Right. In one piece. That's being honest. If you lie about your instincts, everything that comes after that is garbage.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta share a couple more with you guys.
I'm sorry.
Check this out. This is from Debo Samuel. He says, "Nah, for real, I been had to block Grant. He do the most. For real. Then Eric Armstead says, "This is a type of low life we let into our building. He would rather antagonize and provoke players into hitting him so he can retire instead of doing his job of journalism."
I don't think Lynch has heard the last of this from the players.
I don't exactly.
Which is why I think Grant's days there are limited.
First Lady, I totally agree.
Or numbered, I should say.
Now that is a possibility, First Lady. However, I'm not going to say. I really don't believe that he was warned. I think it was highlighted to the point like, listen, the players, even Javon was saying that nobody F with him. And Grant Cohn was asking why. He was like, because nobody F with you. You understand what I'm saying? And Javon was telling Grant Cohn, like, you need to do something different. You follow what I'm saying? And he does. But will he? We don't know. I mean,
do you think he could affect team chemistry with the foolishness?
Say that again?
No. Do you think he can affect team chemistry?
No, not at all.
No.
If anything, he made them closer, bring them closer together right now.
Then that affected chemistry, didn't it?
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, it did. Because if you get guys supporting a rookie that's been hurt, a young player that's been hurt, they're still trying to prove himself, and they come to his back. I'm talking about the senior guys on the team immediately come to his back after that performance. You know somebody coached him up to it.
Yeah.
And he was down for us. He took the hit.
Yeah, Draymond.
Let's get this lecherous person out of here.
And yo, check this out. This is one of our beloved players. I gotta share this, guys. I gotta share this. This is one of our beloved players that's on another team now. Our first lady, would you like to do the honors?
Sure. Raheem Mostert tweeted, "We're always told journalists and reporters have a job to do." Okay, understood. But this, he admitted retirement as a multimillionaire went through his mind. This is unacceptable.
I think the NFL sees that and has a problem with it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Professional conduct standards applies to journalists too, does it not?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Eric Armstead said it best. I think it was Eric Armstead that players and the reporters is supposed to work together.
I agree.
Because honestly, technically they need each other. You follow what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, but I don't know. I'll tell you one thing. When I seen it yesterday, like I said earlier in our show, I ain't believe it. I thought Grant Cohn was lying until my faithful Huddle had mentioned it that this was for real, and I was like, wow. So when I seen it like 8 o'clock this morning. I was just like, wow, whatever Grant Cohn said or did behind the scenes that we don't see or heard, I'm like, listen, man, image to me is everything, and I still believe that Javon did it incorrectly. It's just that, like what Prez was saying, it got to his feelings. And listen, and like my uncle said, like when it comes to us men, we're protectors of ourselves and we're protectors of our woman. You follow what I'm saying? And one thing about our image and our pride, for damn sure, we're gonna protect our image and our pride. You follow what I'm saying? So when I was listening to Javon, that's what I understood. It was just that, like, man, you should have went about this another way. Just like what our first lady was saying, how John Lynch had brought them together. I was like, dang. Now, what if that couldn't happen way before this had happened yesterday? You feel what I'm saying, Faithful?
I agree. But I have a question, though, for the whole. Is it a journalist's job to report the news or make it?
Make the news.
Wow.
I would like to think that it was reporting. It should be in a day and age where it's reporting, but I don't think that's.
My definition is reporting.
Exactly. But I don't think that.
What do they call a journalist? A reporter, right?
Yeah.
And the subject is the one that makes the news, right? The team, the athletes, the culture. What we have now is journalists making the news.
Oh yeah, that's all. That's all.
So when you cross that line to the performance side, you're fair game. You just created this story.
Yeah.
There's got to be a consequence for that. Think about it.
But the thing is, Keith, we sitting up here, we've been in now 45 minutes to an hour. If he was doing good reporting, we wouldn't be talking about him. That from their perspective, that's the day, but that's the whole type of media. That's just what social media has turned even these sports talk shows into. It's no longer the television being on TV portion. It's what they say on TV, and then they got 18 hours the rest of the day to watch people react to it. That's what it is now. Unfortunately, you're right. It should be that way. You're totally right. I'm totally with you. But we're in a day and age where I've seen it in my lifetime switch from real reporting to the reporter becomes the news.
I think First Take ruined sports reporting forever. It changed how sports are reported. When you got Skip Bayless saying something, Tebow's top 10 quarterback or whatever, just to get clicks and people, watching. You know what I mean? And that's Grant Kahn style reporting to Skip Bayless. Even Stephen A. Smith even changed. When Stephen A. Smith was good, I used to like Stephen A. Smith, but after a while, he's got that shock value, yellow journalism now too, where he's saying something just to get more clicks and more people watching, and it's just pathetic. ESPN's went way downhill ever since First Take.
Social scientist says if you want to destroy society, confuse it. Let's just look at the last 5 years.
Good point.
What's up is down. What's down is up. What's black is white. What's blue is green. A lie didn't happen. A riot was a tour. This was that. This was that. In sports, was it a touchdown? We can't even agree what a catch is a catch.
Exactly.
So
I still don't really know, to be honest, all the way.
So if we can't get the basics right, then we become in a quagmire. This country's at a standstill. This person's right. This person's right. You can't both be right. You can't be. So in this situation right here, they were both wrong up to a point. But the catalyst was the journalist.
Yeah.
He created the atmosphere for reaction. 30 years ago, there was an idiot that came on television. He was a terrible reporter. But when he got his own TV show, his name was Morton Downey. He spit vile over everything. There was nothing that was too low for him. He had a heart attack in the studio getting ready to do a show. Okay, and died. And from that point forward, we've had all these supposed reporters, like that one lady, she brought two people on, a gay guy and whatever, and one guy killed the other person and all that foolishness. It goes on and on and on, and now it's gotten into sports. They've had to separate the great teams.
Yeah.
Because they need more conflict.
Oh, yeah.
What do you learn from that? What are we teaching our kids at that point?
Right.
This situation right here, if I were a police officer looking at that in San Francisco, I'd go visit the football player. Say, hey, man, that was so close to being a terroristic threat. You need to be warned.
All right, so listen.
And if the reporter came in wanting to order protection, as a judge, I'd have granted it to him.
So listen. So being that we both agree that Javon should have handled it better and different, I thought of this question that I'm about to present, and I'm going to start with our brother Jizzle. Jizzle, if you can give Javon Kinlaw sincere advice on blocking out the noise, what would it be?
Wow.
I would say stop hunting for Grant Khan. You shouldn't even follow him. Like, stop hunting for what he's saying about you. Like, unless you're using it for motivation, you don't need to be seeing it. And I just was looking at Trey Lance up there the other day, and he said, "Man, it's not." He said, "With all respect, it's not my job to worry about what you guys say. I'm only trying to impress the people, my teammates in the locker room and my coaches."
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Our first lady, if you can give Javon Kinlaw sincere advice on blocking out the noise, what would it be?
Consider the source. And Javon, come on our show.
No food allowed, though.
Yeah, no food allowed. Yeah, no food allowed. unless you're gonna share it.
Nah, I don't want to see that man eat no more ever.
Oh, I said, well, look at P Ward. P Ward was like, nah.
I'm good after that first time.
That's okay.
I'll tell you. Good. Hey, Jizzle, First Lady, great answer. P Warrior, if you can give Javon Kinlaw sincere advice on blocking out the noise, what would it be?
Be humble and stay hungry. You know, I don't think he's a bad person. You just got caught in a bad spot because of everything that happened to you, you know, with the injuries and, you know, him coming at you like that. You got to realize who you're dealing with. You're dealing with somebody that's trying to push your buttons. So this is what the word of God says. God opposes the proud, but he favors the humble. So if you humble yourself and you stay focused on what you're trying to accomplish, which is coming back from the injury, which is getting on the field to prove him wrong, to prove everybody else wrong, because Grant Conan ain't the only one you got to prove wrong in this.
No.
If you humble yourself, doing what you're doing, and you get on the field and you produce, you're going to shut them all up. You could tell them all to go to hell at that point because you doing it where you're supposed to be doing it on the field. So I would tell him, man, stay humble. Don't get into that back and forth and following the social media. Why y'all think I check out when they start talking about Garoppolo and Debo and all of them? That's me humbling myself well enough to know that, man, look, it's going to make me mad. So I'm going to just check myself out and focus on what I do. Same thing with the professional player. You got to check yourself out of the foolishness. Don't even entertain it.
Facts.
You know it's foolishness. Don't entertain the foolishness. Stay humble. Be hungry about your rehab. Be hungry about getting back on that field. Be hungry about showing these boys and the media and everybody else that I'm coming on this field to dominate. I was a first-round pick for a reason because I got the talent and the ability to do it. If you come with that attitude, that mindset, you're going to be the player that we want you to be. You're going to be the player that you want to be. Then you can tell Grant Cohn go to hell. That's basically what you was just doing it the other day, but you ain't got no credibility because you ain't been on the field. So that's why he could do what he did to you, because he know you ain't got the credibility yet to tell him to go to hell. Not hard.
Boom.
I feel you. Uncle Keith.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes, sir. Uncle Keith, if you can give Javon Kinlaw sincere advice on blocking out the noise, what would it be?
I have two heroes. One's in sports, one's in comedy. The first one in sports would be Al Davis. The advice he would give him was just win, baby. Just win, baby.
Yeah.
The second one is Bernie Mac. Let me tell you what Bernie would say. Bernie would say, boy, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. You throw enough light on shit, a flower will grow. I'm done.
Wow. That's good. That's good.
Right.
Good.
Cool. My young brother, aka our general manager, if you can give Javon Kinlaw sincere advice on blocking out the noise, what would it be? You are general manager, Prez.
Come on, Prez.
Kinlaw, I'm a huge fan of Kinlaw, man, and I really want him to pull through. And so I'll pay attention to. I don't follow a lot of players on the 49ers, but Kinlaw is one of them. And he was on the Brad show. He was on the SF Niners show, and half of what they talked about was the social media side. Like, if y'all, I don't know what y'all pay attention to, but there's very few players outside of Jimmy Garoppolo that have been ridiculed and bashed on by this fan base more than Javon Kinlaw, because of just solely him being the person that was in the Buckner trade. If nothing more than that, take the injuries away, just because he came from Buckner. And so I'm long-winded on this story and that's what they talked about. And that's what he spent so much of the time talking about with the other dude, was just his getting through that and not dealing with that. So with Javon, I can tell social media is something that really affects him from an outside perspective. I think he should lose social media.
Yeah.
That's what I think he should do, because of all that goes into it. Javon's not in a normal situation. People hate this man no matter what he does, just because the fact that he was a dude that Buckner got traded for. Period.
Good point.
Then you throw in everything else.
Good point.
So I honestly think with Javon, especially then you throw in the injuries and all the other shit that he's had to deal with, I think it would be best for him to get off of social media, smash out, get his shit, then come back and talk his shit. But until then, just know that, bro, it's ugly for that man. Period. Like, above more than most players, man. It's ugly because our fan base is harsh, bro. Our fan base is harsh.
People are already calling him a bust.
Oh, 100. They've called him a bust.
They did that last year.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Man comes in, got 2 tackles, he's got 2 sacks, 3 in a pick 6. Like,
Right.
Man, out in the small time that he's played. I love Javon. He needs to, long story short, he just needs to get off social media, because it's something that you can tell it really affects. But he's also young, and I know how hard it would be to throw away social media, because football is everything for us is football, but for those players, it's just their job to a certain degree, and then they have lives just like everybody else. But I don't think we tend to look at players in that light, that they are actually humans and that they only do this for a job, and then they have a full life. So to tell somebody not to have social media that's 22 years old at this day and age, when he's had it his whole life, you can't tell nobody either. So
Great answer, man.
That really was a great answer, Press. Seriously.
My sincere advice for Javon Kinlaw going forward, I will tell him to keep God first. Reason why, because he belonged. We all belong. We was created to belong. You follow what I'm saying? The reason why I'm saying that, because he felt that he wasn't being treated as a human being. That's why I was saying earlier in our show, I understand. You understand the emotions. It's just that, again, like I said, I would have handled it differently. So my advice to Javon Kinlaw is to advise him to keep God first, that he belongs, and he's a blessing for many reasons. And one of those many reasons is that, he's an NFL football player. A lot of people would love to be in his shoes.
thanks.
So what my uncle was just saying, just win. And when I mean win, I'm saying win by beating those obstacles that he's facing mentally and emotionally, because we don't know. So with that said, I would tell him also to be patient with the circumstances and also be tolerant with the circumstances around him. And that's also outside of him, whether it's from social media, through family, because family also bring you that social media also. You follow what I'm saying? So I just hope that that meeting between John Lynch and Grant Cohn, I hope it was a benefit for him and Grant Cohn. You follow what I'm saying? Because I mean, if you really think about it, like what do a person really get out of tearing somebody down? I mean, I know some people. What you say, P. War?
I say, but that's the nature of the beast in the time we living in. It's easy to tear people down as far as opposed to building people up.
Right.
And you got to realize, and it's just me talking now on Grant Cohn, he ain't gonna change.
Facts.
Yeah.
I just believe that, okay, if it went down the way it went down with John Lynch and they had the mediation, all of this, you might cool down for a little bit. But man, think about it. You got the mini camp coming up. You got training camp coming up. You got the preseason coming up. All eyes gonna be on Grant Cohn and Kinlaw, and even on Trey Lance and Debo and some of these other players. It's like that old saying of Keith used to say, it's hard for a leopard to change his spots. You know that. So he will be going against what has made his name in order to be going into that locker room trying to be nice and trying to be cordial and all of these type of things. Now he could put on that front on some level and try to play it cool, but when you go back to that social media world, he gonna come and be, and when he's in his wheelhouse, he's gonna be who he is.
Yeah.
So like I say, he could put on that front like in a locker room, I'm gonna be chill, I'm gonna be cool, because Grant Cohn got enough sense to know he don't really want to lose his job. Okay, so he could play and put that role on, but when he's on Twitter, on his show, on YouTube, and all of that, he gonna come with them criticisms. He's gonna come with them theories. He's gonna come with this off the wall stuff. So that's why I'm saying I just don't really see where he's gonna change that much, even though he might have gotten a reprimand or gotten this warning or whatever the case may be. Like I said, he could put on that little front and be cordial and all of that, because he got enough common sense to know I gotta just play it cool because I know the spotlight on me. But when he in his realm of how he roll normally, he gonna be himself. That's just my opinion, I just don't see where he gonna change at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I subscribe to him, but I don't really watch him because it just to me it's just overkill. With all of this stuff, y'all know me. I'll check out in a minute, y'all. It's just a part of me that I didn't see the negativity and the foolishness. I don't have time for it. I love the 49ers. I want to see them do well. I want to see the players do well. I want Kinlaw to prove everybody wrong. I love the underdog. So anybody that's counted out, I'm with you because I've been counted out in my life. So I had to prove people wrong. So I want the same thing for them. So I want Kinlaw to get his 10 sacks. I want Kinlaw to be tearing it up. So he can tell everybody, you know what, I told you I could do it. So I'm all in. Like I'm with you with that prayers on that. I'm all in with Kinlaw on that. But Grant Cohen ain't changing, y'all. He ain't gonna change. He gonna be who he is. This is who he is. This is the persona of who he is. He ain't changing.
Exactly. It is his persona. It's his character to the T.
He ain't changing.
Hey, y'all, I just got to put this out there. And I want y'all to answer this question. Then I'm going to tell you why I asked. Who called who? Did Lynch call Grant or did Grant call Lynch? Because it makes a difference who called who.
Well, I don't know who called who. Look.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jizzle, you got a clue who called who?
He jumped on his Instagram live, so Kinlaw called in to jump on the. She wanted to jump on the show.
No. I'm talking about for this meeting,
right? Yeah.
Lynch and all.
I don't know who called
who. Did Kinlaw?
Yeah, they Olive Branch.
Did Lynch call?
Lynch. Lynch.
Grant? You think the GM called the reporter?
Yes. I think so.
That's what it was. That's how Con said it happened.
All right. Do you believe that? I don't believe it. I'll tell you why I don't believe it.
I believe it.
Okay.
I believe it because I'm gonna tell you, Uncle Keith. I believe it because when our first lady mentioned it, I was in awe to the point, not in shock, but I was in awe. Like, yo, that's what's up. Reason why I was saying that's what's up because that's the 49ers, man. We have that standard. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not saying that the other 31 teams don't protect their image, but the 49ers, they protect their image.
Yeah.
And their standard is about respect and legacy. So listen, and honestly, it should have been John Lynch.
I don't think it was.
But I think it is. But go ahead, Uncle Keith.
I'll tell you why I don't think it was.
What's up, bro?
The person who had the most to lose was Grant. And I'll tell you why. He had no chance of talking to anybody else in that locker room because immediately the veterans went behind this kid. And also he felt personally threatened. Don't dismiss survivability.
Good point.
All right. The next part of that is when he made the phone call is so he could get this dude off his butt and make sure that Lynch didn't bar him out of that locker room just to keep the peace.
Right. Good point.
It was in his best interest that this got squashed. The player's going to be the player. The GM's going to have that locker room together. And the only person that was invited in was the reporter. And he was the one that got personally put on the spot in that call. He wasn't going to do nothing to the player. He certainly won't have his name in his mouth again, not if he knew what was good for him, but what it sounded like to me.
Yeah.
So you better be on that phone talking about, hey, what you going to do with your player, man? We got to work this thing out. You know, I've been a reporter. It makes sense that he made the call. Lynch was the genius for taking it.
Yeah.
But I don't believe he had any motivation whatsoever to say, look, man, you creating chaos in my locker room. You out for a while.
Well, I don't think I ain't make cut you out, Uncle.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the reason why John Lynch called a meeting. I just think John Lynch called a meeting because being that the person that John Lynch is, number one. Number two, he's a general manager. It's his job. You follow what I'm saying? And three, when you want to protect your team and also the image of
brand
and one of the athletes that you had picked, and when you trade Buckner, like Prez has mentioned, you want to protect him because they vouch for him. So
you can't do that by throwing the reporter out.
I don't know. And this is just my opinion, guys.
It's not that easy to just say, hey, to Grant, hey, you're gone. You know, because they also want to avoid legally, they also want to avoid, I can never get away from work. They also want to avoid, like, you know, the whole stuff that goes behind it. So if this happens again, then they have the reason, like, hey, you're gone.
That's why you said the warning.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That makes sense.
That
I'm good
makes
with
sense.
that.
So when you said warning before, I was like, I don't know.
No, that's what I meant by warning. Not, you know what I mean? It's
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I was like earlier before our beautiful brother P. Ward had joined us. I was leaning to what P. Ward was saying, that I won't say he's not going to change, but I'm saying that I don't think he's going to change, but he can. However, y'all may have watched Grant Cohn longer than me. I really don't know Grant Cohn that much. I've seen him since 2019. Y'all probably been watching him longer than me. However, so y'all probably had that more experience, but I believe that he can change and tone it down. It's a possibility, because my thing is this. Let me say this, P. Ward. Let me say this. So what's the point of the meeting then between you, John Lynch, and Javon? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what's the point? Because
I think it was more to benefit Javon Kinlaw.
I agree. That's what I was saying earlier.
John Lynch is going to go with his players first before this asshat. So I think I think he's going to go with his players first, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like John Lynch calling the meeting, the little tattletale calling the meeting, whoever it was. But, and the comment below that he'll be scrutinized heavy this year, I mean, I disagree with that. I mean, this is, like I said, I think next week we'll be talking about something else. Hopefully that Alex Mack is back.
Yeah. I think there's more pressure on the reporter than it is on the player at this point when it comes to this story.
Yeah.
The player got the backing of his teammates, which gives him more credibility in the locker room when he's trying to come back and play with them. This reporter has to be relevant again after being punked on national TV and worldwide.
Yeah.
And run into the principal's office to keep the bully from whooping his tail.
Yeah, that's
right.
Too. Uncle Keith,
What's up?
Can you read the comment from Smooth B49?
No worries. The hope is Javon goes through this and uses as fuel to wreak havoc on the league. He needs to spend time with the PR department because he'll be scrutinized heavy this year.
Yeah. That goes back to what you said. And also P. Warrior. Uncle Keith, you were saying, win.
Just win, baby.
Just win. You follow what I'm saying? And
win on every play.
Yeah.
Win on every play. Win in every game. And grow silently. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to say anything else. You've already told everybody who you are.
First lady.
First
and foremost, get healthy and stay healthy.
I agree.
Exactly, Prez.
And I agree with Prez. He's like our Draymond Green.
Yeah.
I think from the way y'all are talking about it, it makes sense. It's like he is the only person, because for like Mark and anybody else that don't really watch him, this dude has done this for 7 years. He's done this before Shanahan was here. Like this is what Grant Cohn does. It's just his character. It's just what he does for whatever reason. And so, but yeah, no, it's just
and then too, Mark, you made the point of that he could change. It's one thing he could, but do you want to? Do you want to change from what has made you successful? Because really, you should have humbled yourself in this moment. And if you was the one that made the call of Lynch to kind of save your credibility and keep your standing in the locker room on some level with the players, then okay, you humbled yourself. But for how long though?
Yeah.
How long? Was it just for you to just save your face and just save your credibility, but just for a moment so you could go back to doing what you do best? And that's why I'm saying, I think if you go into the locker room, you're gonna be humble, but are you really gonna project humble, but within yourself, will you really be humble? Yeah. And we gonna find that out when mini camp start, when training camp start, when preseason start, when the regular season start, because you gotta report on what you experience it there. Yeah. You gonna be looking for Kinlaw, and Kinlaw on some level go have his eye on you too, bro. And I'm telling you, Trust what I'm telling you, y'all. God willing, we gonna be around to talk about it, right?
Y'all heard this from me first.
I'll be right back, guys.
I'll fly anybody from anywhere in the United States to a 49er game if you can tell me how long it takes this guy to say something bad about Kinlaw again. I don't think that's forthcoming anytime soon.
I'm telling you the way that we expect it, but I'm telling you, he ain't gonna stop doing what he do. Now he might not openly come at Kinlaw, but he gonna do it another way.
Roy, I will find a bakery to send you your favorite cake. Yeah. I'm telling you, this boy will be serving no soup on this kid no time soon.
He will be smart not to, right? He will be smart to keep his mouth closed concerning Javon Kinlaw. But I'm telling you,
the next media day.
You think the next media day?
A leopard never changes its spots.
Unless he's in the mouth of a lion. If a leopard is in the mouth of a lion,
he will not be in that mouth. I just believe he gonna do it, y'all. I just believe he not gonna change.
That's just they're right. That's what he does.
So my question to you then, if he does this, if he goes in on this kid again early, what should the 49ers reaction be?
Oh, he gotta go. Because if you didn't had this meeting or whatever, and y'all didn't squash the beef or whatever you want to call it,
you go back in.
If you go back in and you do it again, then they need to revoke your journalist to pass or whatever they do.
And now,
so this guy is pretty much finished either way because he can't help. A leopard can't change the spot, which means you expect him to do it again and get put out. Problem solved, ain't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that will be the only recourse at that point.
Now it's grounds to kick his ass out.
Yeah. But back to what Freddie was saying, like he's our Draymond. Like he's the first person that has literally just stepped out and said, enough is enough. And like Uncle Keith and P's been saying, it galvanizes the team around you. Sure. We already wanted him to succeed. Now doing that, it's dope. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I'm sure on the other side, the player in John Lynch appreciates that too. John Lynch may not necessarily be upset with Kinlaw, or it may not be one of those things where it's like, all right, man, you committed an ultimate sin because you stood up for the team and the other dudes on your team. So I get it, but we're still a franchise, so there's a balance. So it's like there's no telling how it is, but it's definitely respected, I think. But he also has to discipline him in a way too, because that's just what his role is.
Which is why I said there's so much pressure on the reporter versus the player at this point. The player's got enough, but now he's at least got the team galvanized around him. Who's galvanized around the reporter?
If the man stays healthy, we just
follow him. That's who's galvanized. It's his followers. Yeah, that's who's galvanized around him. It's his followers. It's his followers. Yeah, it's his followers. That's the ones who's galvanized now. You know, they gonna support that fool anyway, regardless. You know, that's just what it is.
Man. Like Jess said, if he can stay healthy, man, if the dude, we've seen it. You've already seen it in the small portions. Like, it's all there. It's all there, man. If he can just stay healthy, man, dude, with Kasarik, with Bosa, with Armstead, come on, man. We talking about having, like, and if Jackson maps out and then our other dudes, bro, this line could be something insane. Like, it's the league ain't seen, and it should be, because since the day they've walked in, they have built the line to be exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's so crazy what D4 did. Like D4 getting injured through this team in many ways back so far, because we've just completely invest in this line. Yeah. Not just be the best, but be historically great.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yo, can y'all imagine after all this turmoil and Javon Kinlaw just blossomed to something that we couldn't imagine? We just be like, yo, wow, man.
Thanks.
I almost expected.
Yeah, there's so many of them. There's so many of them. They should all absolutely just be
us against the world.
Yeah.
Us against the world. I'm telling you, the pressure's on the reporter, not the player. He's got the support of the team. This guy's been a shit stirrer for 2 generations with the pot stirring, and somebody popped the bully in the mouth.
Yep.
that has some great merit. It carries weight. And guess what? This is not going to be the only team that has a player that responds this way.
Oh yeah, it's all changing now. It's all changing now.
You know, because the people's level is up to here. Just tell me how many people honestly watch TV, depending upon who's covering it, with the sound off?
That's a good thought.
Yo, real quick, shout out to my brother and Mean the Dream.
Hey.
He said, "What's up?"
And there was another. I forgot the dude's name before that we were all talking about. The dude who had the last question. I didn't give a shout out to him.
Love, I think.
Yeah.
49.
Yeah.
Our first lady had mentioned what our brother just said.
Yeah,
That,
no,
They're both shit stars, big time.
That's why I posted it up, because I was thinking about our first lady. I was like, yo, she hit that right on the head early throughout the show.
Certainly did.
You know, I tell you, that's what I was saying earlier. I think y'all have more experience with Grant.
Well, I remember reading his dad's articles when I lived in the Bay Area back in the 90s. I remember his dad. So I read his dad's articles back in the day. Mm-hmm. And that's something that when you think about it, and I'm gonna be signing off here in the next couple of minutes. Mm-hmm. You know, there's now with the social media and the Twitter and the Facebook and all of this stuff, there's no line anymore. All of the lines are crossed, it's blurred. You could just say what you want and throw stuff out there and see if it's gonna draw attention or whatever type of thing. There was that old saying, journalistic integrity. There's no integrity anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? With this stuff, it's like, and that's why I could check out in a minute, because how far do you take the stuff? You know what I mean? Right. You start breaking a man down about it's fair if he ain't producing on the field. Okay, that's fair game. But when you start making it personal, then you ought to expect on some level to come the way you hammering somebody personally. Well, you don't think they got a right to be mad and might come back at you the same way?
And P. Ward, let me just say this and hold that thought what you're saying. Let's just say if he doesn't perform the way the faithful don't want him to perform, maybe it's because of the scheme. The faithful, we have to understand, some or many, we have to understand there's a scheme that are designed for these players. When Eric Armstead was changed and put on the outside, and he wasn't being productive as he was on the interior, he was getting a lot of flack. But when they move him back in the interior, man.
One of the best interior D-line.
Back off for you for a second with that. Now you got to remember, Eric Armstead started off his career hurt a lot too. The same questions that Kinlaw had, he had, and it wasn't until he got healthy, and then, like I said, sometimes your versatility can work against you, because he could play both.
Right.
Now we saw when they put him inside how they just blossomed when they put him next to DJ Jones, which I wish they could have kept, but that's here nor there.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he's better inside. So to go to what you're saying with the scheme, we know Kinlaw is going to be a 2-down player for the most part, first and second down.
Yeah, no question.
They're going to play to his strength. First and second down, you take that double team. If you can get that penetration in there, great. We take you out on third down, we can come with a NASCAR package. We can come with these waves of defensive linemen that we've been building up like Prayer's been talking about. So really the scheme works perfect. All we need you to do is be your best version of yourself first and second down. If you be the best version of yourself first and second down, you winning, we winning, and you can tell Grant Cohn to go to hell. And I wish you would tell him to go to hell. That's just me. So I think we know we got the best defensive line coach in the game, Kaseric. You hungry, you motivated. First and second down, man, you win. Win your matchup, beat the guard to hell, get him out the way, get your penetration, do all of that. Take that double team so you can free everybody else up. You doing your job like Bill Belichick said.
Or knock the ball down.
Yeah, And I won't even be surprised sometimes that on them first and second downs, depending on if it's a passing situation, if he get that sack, I would jump as high as I could jump at my age and give him his props.
Because
yeah,
Javon Kinlaw and Eric Armstead on height in the middle, in the interior.
Yeah.
Yo, boy.
Yeah.
Be a beast.
And you know what I think? And I'm going to sign off on this. I think because of what Eric Armstead has become inside, it's going to free him up to get more sacks than even he think he could get, and even what we think he going to get. So that's just me, because who you going to double team? Eric Armstead, from the playoff run, the end of the season run, all the way through the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
If you try to take him one-on-one, he beating you one-on-one.
Yeah.
Now you got this Brahma Bull who hungry, 300 and some pounds next to him. Well, who you going to double team?
Straight dog.
Who you going to double team? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who you going to double team?
Yeah.
You got to worry about Boston. You got to worry about all these other defensive linemen. So who you going to double team inside? That's what I'm saying. I think first and second down, we want them to stuff the run. We want them to get penetration. We want them to take the double team. But also, when he got that one-on-one, because you got the technique and you're going to have that technique down to go with your physicality, you should be getting sacks. I think if we can get 7 sacks out of Javon Kinlaw for this year, we win. That's just me. 7 sacks, I would take that all day long. For the season for him, that would be all.
Health. It only comes down to health. That's for that entire defensive line. There is no one that is not going to have near Pro Bowl numbers. They're not all going to be able to make the Pro Bowl, but there's no one of that starting four. Bosa, Armstead, Kinlaw, and I don't know what Drake and how that'll be, but those three, I'll say, all of the dudes will be. It just comes down to health with Kinlaw.
I agree with you, Prez. P. Warren, give us 2 minutes, bro. Because I want to see this video that our first lady was mentioning, Jizzle was mentioning. I haven't seen it, and I don't know if you've seen it, bro. Give me 2 minutes. I think I know I haven't. I think I found the video.
Okay.
Let's see.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? A little bit of quick update on the whole Grant Cohn and Javon Kinlaw situation. So according to Jason Aponte, who just had a State of the Franchise live stream, who is friends with Grant Cohn, he pretty much said that the two of them have squashed whatever beef that they've had. As we all know, the situation that happened yesterday, it's been something that's been kind of brewing between Grant Cohn and Javon Kinlaw didn't take too kindly to a lot of the criticism that Grant Cohn has been levied against him. And there was a little bit of an altercation at the OTAs and then another altercation on a YouTube live stream last night. But it looks like the two of them were adults and decided it has been the best interest of both to squash the situation. And I think that was the best way to go about it, honestly. There's a lot of more important things going on in the world right now than to have those two beefing with each other. So it's a good sight to see. I know I kind of came off pro Grant in my last video, but I just want to say it's bad. It's a bad look on both. It was a bad optic on both, So hopefully Grant can learn something from this situation. Again, I have nothing but respect for Grant and his grind and what he does on YouTube. And as far as Javon Kinlaw goes, I mean, he's just an emotional guy that, he hears things that are said about him and he reacts. So I can't really blame him for that because I'm kind of similar in that way. But it's cool that they can both be adults and squash the thing and just let it be. Like I said, I take no credit for this report. This comes from Jason Aponte, fellow content creator, and he's one of the best out there. So I don't take any credit for this report. I'm just kind of putting out what I've heard and seen via Twitter. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully from now on, it'll just be about football and maybe we can go back and talking about Trey Lance because I'd rather hear about that than hear about what just happened yesterday between the two of them. So hope everyone has a great rest of their evening. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the flip side.
No doubt. Yeah, man. Okay. That's what I came across so far. So, yeah, I just wanted I thought I was going to see something, but hey, listen, I'm cool with that. Listen, when our first lady had mentioned that they squashed the beef, I was in awe. Like, yo, I had a feeling it was going to happen sooner or later. I didn't think it was going to happen this quick, but I'm glad. That goes to show the faithful. What can I say?
The type of organization we have.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say the character of our general manager and also Javon and Grant that were willing to meet. Because sometimes you know how you can try to bring two people together and they're like, no, hell no. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just glad that it was human and humble, like P. Ward was saying, be humble. I'm glad they was humble enough to let bygones be bygones, but like, listen, let's squash this, you know. But P. Ward, I know you gotta go, bro. God bless you. We love you, man.
Sir.
Big
Love
warrior.
y'all, fam, man. You know I always love getting on with y'all.
No
And
doubt.
I agree with First Lady, man. Like let's just talk about Trey Lance. I just loved he was on that podium and we're just
Yeah.
I was
talking
just gonna
football.
say that.
Yeah, I'm like I say, we ain't had to talk about the other dude, y'all. I ain't gonna mention that. You know, we was talking about him and I was able to even catch all the press conferences and Shanahan and all that today. So it was just good to just like they back in the building, they out there grinding, they out there getting it in. So man, that's what I want to talk about, man. Let's just get ready to move on from this and whatever. Grand Combe, props to you, whatever. You do you, man. We, whatever it is. Let's just talk about the players, man, and getting this in because it's we ready for the football to come back. So
Yes, sir.
that's all I'm worried about, man. I'm ready to see Trey Lance get out there. From what I seen with the little throws he was making, looking like he on top of it. So,
Yeah,
he looking good out there. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
So like I say, come on, y'all go ahead and give Debo his bag and get him back out there. You know what I'm saying? All will be right with the world for me. So yeah, it's good. So
well,
like I say,
Brandon Ayuk said that
Mhm.
him and Debo they keep in contact with each other, and Brandon was saying that Debo told him that he's working out.
Yeah.
I forgot where he said where he was
I
working.
suspect he's gonna be out there, man. Like I said, they gonna get the money stuff straight, man. It is what it is. You got to get the money, the best deal for yourself. So I understand that, man. Like I say, just keep grinding, preparing. I think Shanahan say he's supposed to be there for the mini camp. So if Shanahan saying he's supposed to be there for the mini camp, I believe that.
Yeah.
So like I said, man, go ahead and get the contract straight, get him back out there. Get everybody back out there for the training camp, man, so we could try to go win this thing, man. That's what it's about. We all want that Super Bowl.
Yo, real quick, pardon me for cutting you off, bro. Did you hear our first lady said that she heard that Alex Mack is back in the building?
No, it was the guy was talking about a
was
different Mac, not
Okay,
Alex
okay.
Mack.
Yeah, I'm sorry. All right, 'cause-
Return of the
We
Mac.
gon-
It was
we gon-
Return of the Mac. Huh?
Yeah, that's
What
good.
is that song?
Yeah, he
Yeah, well,
apologized.
no, man. I hope he do
Yeah.
come back. Bro. I hope he do come back.
That's old
That'd
school.
be nice if he come back. It'll be nice if he come back, man. So,
Yeah.
Oh, Mark, I ain't gonna tell you the score. It just flashed across my phone, bro. I ain't gonna tell you the score. I'm gonna leave it alone. Now, look, I'm getting off with that. Because if I say what it is, you
I
ain't gonna.
see it.
Yeah, let me. I won't tell you. So I'm gonna leave it alone. So look,
I see it, bro.
love y'all, man. God willing, y'all have the blessed rest of the week. Enjoy y'all weekend. God willing. Mark, just let me know next week.
Yeah.
I'll come on in.
No doubt.
So we can talk about the mini camp and everything else going on because it'll be in June. Yeah, it'll be June next month. So it's
June
getting
14th.
closer.
June 14th.
Huh?
Yeah. June 14th.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, through the 16th.
So it's cool.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
All
so
right.
like I said, man, y'all have a blessed night. I'll see y'all go out spend this thing next week.
All right, bro.
All right, brother. Be safe.
Have a good night.
Have a good one.
Night, man.
You too. All right.
Well,
Cool. All right. So, Uncle Keith.
yeah, talk to me.
All right. So, you blessed us. Last Wednesday for the topic. However, we all had to do our own thing separately. So I'm going to post the topic that you had in mind. The topic of the show: what position is the best or worst case scenario for the 49ers?
I should have said instead of what, I should by position, what is the best or worst case scenario for the 49ers? For example, we're talking about offensive line, we're talking about defensive line, we're talking about the center, Mac coming back. What's our best and worst case scenario? For example, if Mac doesn't come back, we talked a little bit this kid West and whoever else would take positions. But after what I guess we got about 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
I think right now we have an abundance of riches, and it might be a little bit too soon for this subject until the ranks thin out a little bit. We don't know what the trades are going to be. We don't have all the players signed that need to be signed. But that's just my personal opinion. I had something else totally out of mind, but when this came up, it just threw me completely off.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know what the best position is. Best case scenario in quarterback is Trey stays healthy all season. But I do have a secondary. What do you think about what's his name getting a tryout?
Kaepernick. I love it. I hope he gets signed too.
Yeah.
Raiders worked him out today.
Yeah. That's big because it's been a
big
long time coming, and with all the stuff we have going on in the world today, people could see that him kneeling for social injustice is not something that should keep him out the league from pursuing his dream.
Yeah. That was so sad.
But being that you had brought up this topic last Wednesday and we're presented tonight, my position still stands regarding the offensive line. I will still have my concerns about the offensive line because, yes, they have players lined up to fight for those
positions.
Four positions.
Right.
Because we already know Trent Williams got the left tackle, down back.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So I'm concerned about the offensive line. Yes, we want Alex Mack, but just in case if he doesn't come back, and I think he is, because I'm telling you, our first lady, she had me going earlier with the news, being that it was.
I know, I was all excited.
Yeah, and that was wrong because I thought it was going to be 2 for 2 with Alex Mack and Javon Kinlaw piecing things up, but right now we 1 for 2. But with that said, I'm concerned about the offensive line because as of right now, we don't know who's starting within those 4 slots, 4 positions. And reason why I'm concerned about our third down. And I'm gonna show you why I'm concerned. It's something that I read, and I said I gotta bring this to y'all attention. Y'all may have read it. You patient with me?
Mm-hmm.
Where you at? Okay. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. My brother Jizzle, you can do us the honors, bro.
Yep. Nick Wagner has a piece on ESPN.com about the struggles of the 49ers running backs in short yardage situations last year. The 49ers were perfect in 2021 when close enough for quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo to execute a sneak, but one of the NFL's least successful teams when handing it off. The 49ers ranked 29th in the league in third down run conversion percentage, gaining a first down on just 42.4% of their rushing attempts on third downs. On handoffs to running backs, their conversion rate of 42.1 was last in the NFL. On fourth or third and 3 or fewer, they averaged 2.3 yards per carry on 3rd and 2 or fewer yards, which ranked 26th in the NFL.
Yo.
And man, I think a lot of that has to do with Jimmy Garoppolo as a starting quarterback, though, because I mean, just having a stacked box. Like if you look at the box they're going against,
Thanks.
everybody's right there in the middle of the field in the box. Yep.
I agree. I agree to that, Jizzle. And also the offensive line.
Yeah.
I want to throw one in. I want to throw one in there because on 3rd and 2 and how we consistently didn't get it, I think a lot of the blame can go to Shanahan's play calling in those situations. I think so? I think his play calling situations in 3rd and a lot of 3rd downs was horrible, man. I think, yeah, no, horrible.
It was
horrible because it's because you have the best run game in the league. Second best run game in the league overall, and you're not moving the ball in 3rd and 2 positions. It's because you're not scheming it to use check enough. You couldn't run in the middle, and he would continue to try to run up the middle. In the middle was the problem last year. That's why everything got bunched up all the time, and he would consistently run the same plays. Like that's my thing. Shanahan would run the same type of plays to no avail. We watched it in the Dallas game. We watched it in Green Bay, and we watched it in the Rams. I think Shanahan's play calling is a lot to blame in those situations.
I respect it, but I disagree, bro, because I've seen broken blocks. I've seen blocks that should have been blocks and they wasn't blocks. Especially Juice, he missed a couple of blocks. There was a couple of plays. Kittle had missed a couple of blocks. And also Brunskill on as a right guard. And
but these are up the middle, is what you're saying.
Go up the middle and also going to the right side.
But that's what I'm saying is that he goes up the middle when we aren't an up the middle rushing team. That's my point. It's like if you're going to do that, then he needs to be throwing short passes. He needs to be throwing tailback. It's like because when you know you can't run up the middle and your play calling is to run up the middle in those attempts, that's what it doesn't make sense to me because outside of that, we're the best game in the league. So it's like, why are you running up the middle when that's not your strength when you can take it outside? Because that's too much. That's too much. Consistently being that bad, if they're always out of position, if they're always missing blocks, if those same players are always on the same thing, then you shouldn't be calling those play calls in those situations. Or
I feel you. I respect you with your opinion, bro. However, I'm just getting in Kyle Shanahan's thinking. He believes in an offensive line. So he believes that he's going to call that play. Let's go back to yesterday real quick. If you had seen it, bro, and if our beautiful panel has seen it. Kyle said, and I'm paraphrasing, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Kyle mentioned that because they asked him about his play calling. He said he sees the defense first. Then he calls the plays. I don't think the players have a problem with Kyle calling the plays. I mean, maybe some of us. However, if Kyle sees the defense, the way they play in the offense, he's going to call the offensive plays according to the defense, which is brilliant. It's just that the offensive line, my humble opinion, they have not executed the plays. So that goes back to what Jizzle said. Yo, there's also a blame with Jimmy G, but even though he's not starting this season, book it. I said it. However, so my thing is this: is just that I think it's the offensive line that needs to execute those plays, and for us to be ranked 26th in the NFL, yo, that's bad, yo. So that, and the reason why I'm bringing this up, I'm going back to my uncle where he was saying about what's his name? Ty, the running back Ty.
Yeah.
Yo, I see why we got him.
But I agree with Press on one thing, Mark. Look at the second paragraph. Oh, I'm sorry, third paragraph. On handoff to running back, the conversion rate of 42.1% was last NFL on 3rd and 3 or fewer. Now, scheme-wise, it sounds great. theory is one thing, but your practice has you dead last. And if you keep calling towards that scheme and you're ending up with the lowest ranked conversion rate, you need to call a different play.
Facts. We know Kyle Shanahan is the best offensive coordinator in football, and he's been that way for a long time until it comes in the playoffs and it's the fourth quarter, because he does the same thing in every fourth quarter. We watch
that
it.
Is inexcusable.
Yeah, we watch it like man's play calling. I think I love my nickname is Shannon Perez, bro. That's my dog. I love. You know what I'm saying? He named his son after Lil Wayne. He named his son after Lil Wayne. That's my dog. Like I'm not complaining, but consistently, bro, that man's play calling in opportune moments is very suspect. Whether for multiple reasons, but it don't work. But yeah, you can't keep running the ball, bro. You can't keep running.
Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and not getting the.
But Jizzle's right, because in fourth, if it's 3rd and 2, 4th and 2, you know what I'm saying?
Right tackle, left tackle.
That he can throw. Like he should have a quarterback that can complete those passes, and Jimmy's not. So you have to do this. So yeah, Jizzle's right too. You're right. I think everybody's a little bit right.
Prez, the ability to throw on that less than 3-yard conversion also makes the running game better. We were never threatened last year to do that, as evidenced by the success rate of 42.1%. When you called that running play on 3rd down and 3, you had a 58% chance of not making it. That's not smart play calling.
Guys.
And on the other, I just want to say, on the other hand, as far as I'm not going to talk about the running backs here, but one of our best players, George Kittle, when he should have been running routes and getting open, I know he loves to pancake block and stuff like that, but one of our best players should not be blocking constantly.
Facts.
Put in the ball.
And I feel like this year, I really hope that they kind of, I know like a huge part of our offense, our run game and everything else, but, we have these guys for a reason. And I think with Trey Lance coming in there, I'm so excited for this young man. I mean, seeing him at the podium yesterday was like absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
But I feel like with Trey Lance there and everything opens up and, Juice gets more involved, but George Kittle with blocking on critical 3rd down plays. It's,
Our first lady, thank you for saying that. That's my point about the offensive line.
Yeah.
They needed George Kittle to help on that line. Guys, I feel what y'all saying. Okay? I feel what y'all saying. But the offensive line is the biggest concern. It is, and it always has been. It's just that, it's
definitely the biggest concern for sure. 100%. But we just
and I know Kyle does that to kind of help out the offensive line and stuff like that, but we need to fix that.
Yeah.
But if convert first, I mean, run first and convert last.
It ain't it.
How do you have a run first offense that has the worst conversion rate?
Yeah, because he's
exactly.
No, because it's bad play calling. Because that's the reality of it. It's bad play calling.
And you got your best. The first lady said one of your best offensive weapons is helping an offensive line, because they can't protect a slow-footed quarterback. You don't have that problem anymore. You got a quarterback that can move. If this offensive line was mediocre, with the flexibility this quarterback brings and the weapons that you have, you'll be 65% better than you were last year.
That's why I agree.
But
with Jizzle, man. We was limited with Jimmy Garoppolo, guys.
Yep, I agree.
I mean, at some point, you got to run the ball. So at that point,
not predictably.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, not predictable. Yeah, for sure.
You can't run it when you're expected to run it all the time.
But
that's reflecting a conversion rate of 42.1%. They knew you was coming.
That's what Mark's saying. That's what Mark's saying, because of this year, our line right now, no matter what happens, Matt coming back or not, is not going to be better than what it was last year. That's not where this is at.
The players behind it will be.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's a good point.
Yes.
That's a good point.
For sure.
Right. You know why? Because we got depth.
You also have another year's experience, and it's much easier to block for a mobile quarterback than it is one that's stuck in the mud.
Facts.
Exactly. Exactly.
So half of your challenge is your solution, mobility in the backfield.
But the other side of that is that if you can't run the ball, then that checks that other side as well. There's a balance there that has to be there, and that's where the line comes in. I think that's what Mark's ultimately getting at. That's where the line comes in, because yes, Trey is going to be better moving forward passing. You know what I'm saying? But if run game is not as good, it's definitely going to eat into how good Trey can be in his first year.
Let's look at the run game. You have real running backs this year.
Oh yeah.
Think about it. You got a bruiser that comes in on 3rd and 2, and his specialty is getting what? Tough yards.
Yep.
But he won't have to do it every single 3rd down. You'll have Kittle. You'll have all these offensive players, and you got a quarterback that can run for a first down too. As much as it scares the crap out of me.
Facts.
You got a quarterback that can run for a first down too. And look at Smooth B. Too predictable, motion juice, run behind him, no threat of Jimmy running. Totally right. Totally right.
I agree.
Totally right. So we can't look at this year's offensive line with last year's quarterback.
Exactly. I
see where you're coming from, Mark. I got you.
Only thing is, we just don't know who's going to start those 4 positions, because what's going on now, what's being said, they're looking at Brendo as the center, just in case if Mac doesn't come back. They're looking at Brendo or
that kid that got off unclaimed waivers. What's his name?
I'm telling you, Shanahan is not doing.
Yes,
Donovan West.
Is a better choice than Brendo.
Donovan and Nick.
He would have to be. He would have to be Donovan. Donovan has to be out of the gate Pro Bowl talent for Shanahan. Him. He is not about to put that team's focus on a center, on a rookie center, unless dude is just stupendous, like off the charts. That would have to be the best case scenario from that dude going undrafted to starting on a Kyle Shanahan with a first-year quarterback in the same motion. That is a lot.
I think the only side that's actually a lock is the left side. Trent Williams and looks like Aaron Banks.
Yeah, I agree.
In my mind, First Lady, I was just thinking that, but it's going to be a fight for that too.
Yeah,
I think Donovan. I think Press had mentioned, you better look out. We'll see. We'll see. The undrafted free agents.
Sorry about that. Miami bloodshed just distracted me.
So listen, I'm going to try to keep this short. We got about 8 more minutes. I'm going to present us.
Praise. Sorry about that.
You stupid, man.
A trivia question.
Yes, I got my teeth whitened this week.
You funny. All right, so listen. Here's a trivia question. Jizzle.
Okay.
All right. What veteran?
I know it.
What veteran? What veteran safety earned a trip to the 2015 Pro Bowl in his first season with the Niners after spending 8 years with the Colts?
You guys all know. Okay.
You see what happened when you travel from California to Tennessee? What's up, man? What's up, genius?
Somebody go get Jizzle, because this ain't it.
That ain't Jizzle. Bring him back and bring him back.
Yeah.
Who is that person? Bring back Jizzle.
Yeah, bring back Jizzle. See? And I'll let you go first this time. No, I'm gonna let our first lady go first.
Somebody record, when she says it, somebody record his face.
What's up, Jizzle? You gonna take a guess?
All right, let me see. 8 years with the Colts.
It was 8 years with the Colts, and his first season with us, he made a Pro Bowl in 2015. That's all I'm saying.
Tony Paris.
You sticking with that? Okay.
Nah, I'll stick with that. I know it's wrong.
Okay. Our first lady.
Antoine Bethea.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. I forgot all about him.
You stay with that? Okay. Prez.
He's right for sure.
Okay. My uncle, I don't know where he went. Oh man. Let me wait for him. Uncle Keith, where you at, man?
I had to be.
All right. Hey, Jizzle, you know I'm looking at the game, right?
Yeah.
But what I say, bro?
I'm back. I'm back.
Not a really good score.
Score.
Listen, I said it, man. Yo, I know my team. I've been a Heat fan since Wade. Since Jordan left, I left with him. I came back to the NBA when Wade started playing. Yo, man, I know my team. And the way they played that fourth game, I like, yo, something is up.
Celtics is scary though.
Something's up. I kept telling Pete Warrior, I said they want the Celtics and the Warriors, man. You know,
yeah, because they looking like crap tonight.
Boston is a bigger market than Miami. It's all about money, man.
Who's winning?
If I'm talking like this, the Celtics is winning, bro.
Last time I looked, the Celtics were up by 17 in the third quarter.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy, man.
You let me sneak that word bloodbath in.
Yeah, no, I thought, but is Butler playing?
Huh?
Is Butler playing?
Yeah.
No, Butler's getting paid.
Yeah,
he's getting paid. I mean, he laying down like a rug.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
that they went down by 13 now in the fourth quarter.
I'm looking at it. But real quick,
down by 13 in the fourth quarter.
I don't want to hold my family any longer. Uncle Keith.
Yes, my brother.
What veteran safety earned a trip to the 2015 Pro
Bowl?
Bowl?
That made me run to the bathroom. I have no clue.
You have no clue. All right, cool. Well,
First Lady knows.
First Lady, Prez, and Jizzle, they got it right.
What was it?
It's Anton Bethea, right? Bethea.
Bethay.
How you pronounce his last name?
Bethay.
Haitian.
Antoine Bethay.
That's how you pronounce his name?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, you kind of look like him.
Ah!
Damn. Look like a.
See, I set myself up for that, right?
Yeah, you opened that door.
Right, I did.
You better go get a check.
I better, right? Wow.
He's a nice guy too.
Yes.
He was so good, man. He came in there and was just that dude.
Yeah. So faithful, God bless you all. You know, I love you all. What's your final thoughts, guys?
I want everybody to stay safe and stay aware. You know, it's a cold situation out there. Keep focused on good things, stay positive, but most of all, stay aware. And pray. At the end of the day, sometimes we may just need a little less noise.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
No doubt. No doubt. Prez, what up, bro?
Man, good show, man. Good show.
Yeah, man. It's always a great show with all of you, man. Hey, man. There's no I, it's a we, bro. When I see you popped up, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Go ahead. And only time I curse is when I'm being funny or I'm real mad. So when I say, I say, oh, okay. All right, my boy's here, man.
Fred's been bringing it.
Jizzle, what's up, bro?
Yeah, I just wanted to get to the training camp. No injuries. I want to see how Trey progresses and just get this season started, man. Just get right back to it.
You sound cautiously optimistic, bro.
Yeah.
I'm very optimistic about Trey.
All right.
Yeah.
Everything, man.
Yeah, man. See, he went to Tennessee glowing and forgetting.
Yeah.
See, First Lady done bailed him out. That's what did it. Our First Lady, what's up? I see you over there. What's going on? What's your final thoughts, sweetheart?
Great show, as always. I'm so optimistic about the season, so excited. Like I said earlier, seeing Trey up at the podium yesterday was just awesome. Just seeing the guys in general, even Kyle and Trey is going to be at tight end university with George Kittle and everybody throwing. I'm excited to see all that. And, but it's just go Niners. Like, let's go. Let's get this started. Let's go get number 6.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree with you, First Lady. First and
Number 6.
foremost, again, God bless each and every one of you. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love y'all spirit and y'all energy and y'all intellect. I respect y'all opinions. Please believe me, I respect y'all opinions. Along with that, my intention as far as talking about Javon Kinlaw is not to judge him. It's just to magnify that his approach should have been handled different in a different way. And being that our First Lady brought to our panel that, John Lynch had brought, John Grant Cohn and Javon Kinlaw together, and they squashed that how can I say, turmoil. I'm just glad that happened, and I just hope that Javon Kinlaw has learned from this, and not only that he learned from his teammates. You follow what I'm saying? And because you know who I was thinking about when I seen that situation earlier this morning. I was thinking about Jimmy Ward.
Ooh.
Because Grant Cohn used to always go at Jimmy Ward.
Facts.
Yeah. And when Jimmy Ward popped on his show, Jimmy Ward know how to handle.
He chopped him up like a fresh salad.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but my point, and I don't want to drag this out, but my point is, I wanted our show to lean more forward to how can we, or what can we say to Javon Kinlaw as advice for him to act better and do better, and not only for him, also for the faithful that are fans of him. You follow what I'm saying? Or fans that are against him. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're a 49er fan, you got to represent the team and the players. You follow what I'm saying? Whether you agree with what he did or disagree, you want to hope for the best for the human being first,
yeah,
and then the player.
Because please remember there were 2 human beings in this interaction.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I don't want to. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't hold Grant accountable. Also, he was a piece of shit move he made several times on this kid. All right. And when you walk around that kind of garbage, somebody's eventually gonna punch you back in the mouth. Do I like how he did it? No. But let's not let the other guy off the hook too. As much as we care about our player, as much as we care about the organization, I do not want to let this dirtbag go.
Thank you, Smooth B 49.
Smooth B. You hung in there with us, didn't he?
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah.
So Mark, you are 100% correct though on the whole purpose of this. I totally agree with you. I thought it was great when you called me earlier. Can we change the subject? I was like, yeah, by all means. And when you showed it to me, I was like flabbergasted.
Yeah, because I'm big on good counseling. I believe that anyone should be given advice, whether you take it or not. It's just that, what are we here for? Like, do you just want someone to just rot? And I'm not like that, So I'm a type of person like, yo, we're the faithful, man. We want good for our players, So
shout out 49.
Yeah, no doubt. So listen, on that note, God bless everybody. Great show as always. Jizzle, love you, bro. First Lady, love you, my sis. Uncle, you know what's up. Prez, love you, man.
Me too, bro.
All right. So
hey, everybody stay safe this week. Bless you, all of you.
All right.
Stay smiling.
Yeah,
First Lady, you the bomb. All right, y'all. Now how cut this damn thing off? You think I'm joking?